I'm not Scotty, but Espeza back from a few weeks off. I've came a bit more prepared tonight, so I've got some slides ready. As you may have noticed, Scotty's not here, so we needed to pay our usual sponsors a visit that he has in the background of his screen often. We've got
Scotty's
the
out
classic.
fucking horses tonight.
I
He is.
should have got the picture of him at the Royal Ascot up, but yeah, you can see we got the coffee there. Oh yeah, and that's the end of my prep for tonight. So that's
Nicely done.
I thought that was quite good.
I prefer the original, Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler had an obscene picture in his corner, so he had to crop it out.
And on that note, also, I've got to do a couple of shout outs today. My first one goes to Mad One, who was in Sector 331. In my absence, I had an epiphany Sunday night and decided that I actually wanted to play the raid again and get the prizes. So I was in Sector 331 with no one for miles around that I knew, and with about 3 minutes left, I still had to do a siege campaign. So this random guy came to my rescue with a Frosty Crusader fleet and blitzed out the last Hulk in the 5. So Mad One, thank you. Also got a shout out, Louise, who was the obscene picture in the corner of my original Scotty scene. So that's my bit done. Let's crack on.
You're done with your childish shout segment.
All right, you know, I'm still young, aren't I? I'm allowed my special moments.
He's still a youth. Youth.
Right. Anyway, so on the panel tonight we've got this is a bit more like a Wednesday show panel, really, isn't it? And we've just got old leg man on. Just woke up, ain't you, Wayne? Just
Yes,
woke
I
up,
did.
Wayne. Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Still half asleep.
Reliable. And then we've got BP Prof. Pain Train is babysitting me to make sure I don't throw the show down the drain.
Yeah, it's his first host, and as you know, I've been away for a few weeks, and I'm going to be away for a few more. But I made a special appearance just to save Tyler.
And we
he's
got
a noob.
yeah we and we've got Chris on the end as well.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So yeah, we'll crack on with the show. I don't think Chris, you weren't on the Wednesday show, were you?
No, I missed Wednesday's show.
Just Scotty and I on Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, Larry's
It
the
was
only one that
an-
talks any sense anyway, so you won't
Yeah,
mind
it was
listening
an
to what
intimate
his
show,
opinions again.
Yeah, we're just filler. Larry knows everything. We just kind of bullshit and make it interesting.
I put a couple of pictures up of Scotty, the occasional nude, give a couple of shout outs. Right, so tonight then, why don't we start with, hang on, I've got a full list. The new models that have come out. I don't think these had came out on Wednesday, so why don't you kick us off, BP Prof? What do you think of the new models? We got the Frosty and the V2H.
They look nice. Now on Wednesday we did actually show pictures of the new
Yeah.
Frosty and V2H, but we didn't know when or what was going on with them. So, yeah, you know, it looks like Kixeye is kind of testing the demand. You know, I'm hearing of a range of different prices that these things are costing, and you know, I mean, I got the Frostburn offered to me for $12.99. Which, you know, I mean, 130 coin for a model seems like a lot. So I like the models, but I'm not going to be buying them.
You know, I kind of noticed several different prices going around on Facebook yesterday. Was that just from like different countries, like with different with different money, or I mean?
I at first I thought people just making a big deal out of nothing. I thought, well, it's just a simple currency conversion. You know, different parts of the world, different prices. But the more I looked into it, people in the same currency zone, you know, two people both on US dollar were paying different prices. I just want to pick up, Larry, you said yours was equivalent to 130 gold, did you say?
Coin.
Oh, so,
Yeah,
coin,
gold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So mine was equivalent of 100 in Great British pounds. So, you know, the cost in gold or coins was different for us both. And I saw one theory, if you like. Somebody said that the people who spend more were being charged more because they know that they have to pay more. I mean, I'm not showing your spend, but I'd probably argue I spend a bit more than you, and yet yours
Probably.
was more expensive. So that doesn't make
Yeah,
sense in itself.
yeah. See, that's the one thing I noticed. On mine, it said 12.99 US, and then I saw another player posting on Facebook that said $6, or $6 for this, for this model, and I'm like going, okay, well, he specifically used dollars. So what the hell's going on? Why is mine $12 and his $6? Of course, I wouldn't pay for a stupid paint job regardless, but still, doubling the price of it ensures that I won't buy it at all.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't have the tickets in front of me, but two people I know both sent tickets in, asking why is it different prices. The same customer service, I won't mention their name, but the same agent gave two completely different answers. To one person, he said that it's a mistake. It's something that they're looking into to fix as soon as possible, and it shouldn't be like that. And to the other player, the same agent who just said that it was a problem and they're looking into fixing it, said that they were testing different prices for different players. So, which one's the truth? The Kickside themselves have given us both answers. So, I don't know
Well,
what to say about it really.
I mean, aside from them screwing up the whole price system of it, what do we think about them employing like cosmetic things you can purchase anyway? Because I've
Actually,
seen some mixed responses on this.
yeah, I
Um,
think it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, if you guys looking at chat here too, we've got people saying different things. Like Lips of an Angel says that she's was $9.99 with a dollar sign, so that's US. Asshole Smurf $8.99, and then Darren Townhill £16.99, which
Wow. That
that's
I
like
can
30
relate.
bucks.
Darren, they hate
16.99.
you.
I'm assuming he slipped a one in there because 6.99 seems about right. But I think for me, I think it was about 5.90 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, for them to offer like the same price to different people at different prices, even if they were saying, "Oh, we're just testing different prices for different players," well, what kind of test are you running? The sale's over. you know?
The way I see it, if you're
Oh,
offering a
we'll have it
product,
fixed. It's over. I mean, something like that, if it's available for 24 hours and they say, oh, it's broken, we're trying to fix it, well, fix it now. You only got 12 hours left that it runs,
yes,
so.
I can't think of a reason why it would be different price. I mean, let's just say, Chris, you and Larry both go into the same store, right? You both pick up a bottle of Coke or something. Yours is $1, Larry's is $2. The exact same product in the exact same store. Why should one be more than the other? If you're buying the same
Sorry.
thing, they should be the same price.
It's because I'm
Sorry,
black, isn't it?
I'm just trying to get this
You
in
know,
before my. Sorry.
Yeah,
You're-
Can you see my screen? I'm trying to screen it because it's going to disappear shortly.
yeah,
we-
1702.
is
Yeah,
that pounds?
that's
Ah.
Australian dollars.
Australian. I don't know how to convert that.
I've got no idea what the conversion rate for that is, like, man.
That's that's
You're on your own there, mate.
it's about $11 or $12 USA.
Okay. So similar price. So here's the thing, right? I mean, it's an economic theory that companies are going to try to extract as much money from their customers as they can. Right? Airlines do it, right? Every seat's a different price because they try and charge more to people who are willing to pay more, and they have their little rules and games, Saturday night stay, whatever. And so, maybe Kickside is trying to do the same thing, except the problem is, we're a little more able to share information, a little better informed, and they are definitely ticking people off.
To me, though, the problem is talking economic. There will be people who turn around and went, well, hang on, I'm not going to buy that because his is 20p cheaper than mine is. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, they must know that we can share info. To me, I think it's got to be a fuck up on their part. I think it's got to be because I can't. I've got no idea how they did it, but I'm guessing the way they rolled it out, it was literally just a different price for everyone.
Now, I was thinking, the other thing I was thinking is that I think it would have been a lot better if they had done something with these skins, like, thrown them in with a gold purchase. Buy 200 gold and get the skin for free, or something like that. Not just send us $13 and get a pretty skin. It's tough for a lot of people to justify.
Yeah, I mean, for just I mean, $13 to change the paint skin. I mean, come on, like that is just so ridiculous that they're actually just, I mean, before it was like, okay, well, you can coin to get repair. They never actually sold anything before. It's not like, oh, here's some money, buy this thing. It's always about buying repairs to attain something. Now it's just, here, give me $12 for this ugly boat. Color.
See, this is where I think. I mean, there was a post on the Alliance crib earlier today that I think Noob could put up, and there's a lot of, oh, I'm not gonna paint job. I wouldn't pay that for a damn blow job. A lot of people, were slating it, but as far as I'm concerned, and this is kind of a point I made in the pre-show and on the crib page, if someone wants to spend 16 quid on a skin, or $16, whatever the going rate is on their account, to me that just seems like more money Kickstarter taking that isn't coming out of raids and them having to increase repair times to build up their revenue. I mean, I know for a long time, I'm going to mention, the dreaded words "ocean at war," and obviously their whole structure was based on a pay to change, like cosmetics, basically. Obviously, there's quite a lot of other games that run like that. League of Legends, you can't pay any skill advance. You pay, and that's one of the most successful games out there. So I see this as kind of Kixeye testing it out, seeing if they can make it work, seeing what the demand is like. And to be honest for you, I know there's a lot of people saying, like Chris, for instance, why would I pay to change my skin? But there's also a lot of people I've seen running around with fancy coloured Nighthawks. Do you know what I mean? So maybe there is a demand for that out there. And personally, I'd much rather see the game move in a direction where it was cheaper to play, so build times were cut significantly, but people paid to change their skins if they wanted to, than a structure like it is now, where basically they generate more revenue by up and build times. So that's kind of my 2 cents on that. I don't know what anyone else thinks. Rob,
Yeah, I think looking at it from a different kind of way, from kind of more academic point of view. I mean, I did marketing at uni, and the way that an average consumer buys things is, obviously with what we've got in this game, most things are the same. So a Frostburn interdictor is a Frostburn interdictor, if you know what I mean. It's the same shit for everybody. But some people like to be different, and there's always that, those individuals who like to stand out from the crowd, and if they want to pay to have a different color ship, then why shouldn't they? I mean, you've already said it. It doesn't change the element of the ship at all. It doesn't increase any stats. It doesn't give you any tactical advantage at all. It's just a physical, cosmetic, aesthetic part of the game. And I think to get angry at people for wanting to have something like that is silly. And if they're willing to spend their money, with all due respect, it's their money. They can spend what the fuck they want. No one's to tell anyone who or what they can spend. And I think looking at other games, you've already mentioned a few other games. A massive game in the world at the moment, Call of Duty. Most people will know it. Maybe most people have played it who are watching. You can get different camos for your guns and for your outfit and stuff. They make absolutely no difference, but it doesn't change the gameplay. And I think it's exactly the same way. It's just a way for people to be more customization, able to customize the ships. And I think it's a great addition, and it brings in an additional source of revenue. It could help us in the long term for other things if they decided to go down that route, like Tyler already said. So.
Yeah, I totally agree with the thought that you guys are both coming from, but you got to remember that we are dealing with Kixeye. If they get another revenue stream in, do you think that's really going to be, oh, great, we've got some money coming in now. We can help our players by reducing their build times. I just don't see them as a company to do that. This added revenue stream is exactly what it is, added revenue. I really doubt that it'll help us in the long run.
I mean, you could be completely right. It might make no difference to us at all, but you got to look at it where it doesn't matter. They could bring out 50 different colored chips a week, but it's not affecting our gameplay, and it's not a necessity. It's just an optional extra. So I don't see it as a big deal, to be honest. If they want to put it out there, let them. It's a personal preference.
As well, I think there is, we've had tokens which people can say, oh, it's only 2 days or whatever when they bring out the ship build tokens. That's a move in the player's favour. The raids seem to be reasonable, like not overly difficult. That's a move in the player's favour. They've just brought out a Reaver ship that doesn't have a 150% repair modifier. That's another move in the player's favour. So, our Kixeye maybe having a bit of a change of heart here, because I'm seeing a lot coming out for us.
Right, and one thing you didn't mention is the build time on those Dragonfires, right? Just over a day. It's half what the Infernos were.
Exactly. So I think, although in the past, one of the reasons I've come back into the game, to be honest with you, is when I played a raid and I saw they'd stuck 90 thermal on every ship, I was, like, I can't be doing this. I can't be grinding out raids with subs that are going to die in 20 seconds. But having seen what they've done now, with the Gore Saber, literally this past weekend, I thought, I tell you what, this is a decent hull that is not going to take me ages to repair, isn't going to take me ages to build. My build, I know Larry said that, I saw someone that he said he could get one, within 75 days, like 25 days a ship, and that's tops really. Mine are max armoured, and looking at 22 days a ship, and I'm only going to have a two ship fleet and a Frosty, and maybe a Jug X chucked in with that. But what I'm saying is it that they don't seem to be, they seem to be doing a lot right. I don't know what you want to add to that, Wayne, if you want to.
I was just going to add to the models. I see it as a two-sided story. Like Rob said, I totally agree, and that's on the player's point of view. Me personally, I never looked at it because I don't tend to buy something that doesn't change my game or improve it. But if people want to buy it, well and true, it's their money, it's their option, it's their good. On Kixeye's side, I think it's just revenue raising. That's basically all I had to say.
Yeah, I mean, let's put this out there as a question then. Would you rather, if you're playing, would you rather that everyone had the option to buy a new model or to buy a new ship? Personally, I'll kick off and say, well, if I've got the choice between their ships look a bit cooler than mine, or their ships be way better than mine, I'm going with I want their ships to look a bit cooler than mine. do you know what I mean?
I don't imagine them being able to buy ships. That would completely, I think, almost ruin the whole element of how the game is, how it's run.
When I say buy ships, I mean coin the out of a raid so you can get the limited hull and every hull that comes underneath it. For instance, like when they're bringing out 40 million point limited hulls with 15 million point secondary hulls that go underneath it, that a non-coiner isn't necessarily going to be able to get without a decent amount of grinding. What would you rather? Someone could coin a raid, or the raids be easy enough that they were accessible for everyone, but the other person's going to spend their money on changing their ship model? Because I think that's what it's sort of coming down to, that sort of, and if that's the move they go for, to me, as someone who doesn't want to spend money on the game necessarily, I see that as a good move to get everyone involved. I know, Larry, I think you touched on it on Wednesday, or maybe it was on a show I was watching a while back, but that Kicks are looking for engagement. That's meant to be their primary goal. And to me, I see this as a way of engaging more players. If they're not going to be instantly priced out of the game, which you can say what you want, but really we are. Do you know what I mean? As a non-coiner, if someone walks out now, tomorrow, with a full Gore Saber fleet, with this Dragonfire rockets and this bulkhead armoured up to the max, it's going to walk through any non-coiner's base. So it's just like, it's a case of, I see it as a really positive mood, to be honest. And if it is a move that Kickstarter is thinking about, I want to encourage them to go down that road, because I think overall it's going to benefit. How long have we been saying that lower players don't stand a chance because of heavy coiners, etc., etc.? It seems like a move towards balancing the game, which I'm all for. I don't know if anyone else has got anything they want to finish up on that, and then we'll move on.
I think we beat it to death.
Yeah, I just want to kind of go back just a couple of steps back to the models. I don't want to go in too much, but we've talked about the Frostburn, but there was also the V2H, kind of like a dark black model, weren't it?
Yeah.
Now I want to ask for everyone on the panel, who did get the option to purchase the V2H model?
Yeah,
I
saw
didn't
it.
see anything about it.
Because I'm going to say Lord Berdew, a lot of people know he's pretty vocal on the pages. He's had the same problem as I have, and I've seen he's made quite a few forum posts, and they just keep getting merged and buried away. And what happened is you get the offer, and it has, it comes with a pop-up for you, like we saw what Wayne shared on his screen earlier, where you could purchase the skin for the Frostburn Interdictor. But then when it came to the V2H, not everybody was getting it, even though they had the ship. I actually sent a ticket, and I think this is more of a just customer support not having a clue what they are doing. But I sent them a ticket. I told them, there's a 24-hour sale on the Frostburn and V2H models. I am able to purchase the Frostburn and not the V2H. I'm keen on purchasing both. I have one, I'd like the other. Can you please advise me how I can get the V2H model before it's too late? And the response is, you can change your ship skins in your shipyard. Hope this clears up any confusion. They've obviously not had any idea what I've said there.
That sounds like the same response from earlier.
Yeah,
I mean, it's so generic, it's just...
I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if it was just a computer response. I don't think that whoever it was, I don't even know what the person is, Jared. I'm sure Jared is not a real person. But I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, it's just a computer-generated response. I think they've seen the word token and they've seen the word can't, and they've put it together and they've gone, oh, this person can't find his, sorry, not tokens, skin models. This person can't find his models. We'll give him that response. And it just really annoys me.
Yeah.
Bless him.
Jared needs a sandwich.
So moving on.
If anybody watching has any answer to how you can get that if it's not there, then please post it on a page.
Just a quick suggestion, Rob. You have seen that, because I know on mine I didn't see the other offer, but at the bottom it says like offer one of two, and only one shows up. It's not that
mine,
yet. Just to confirm.
Wasn't. No, I'm not an idiot, Tyler. But yeah, I looked through it, and after you get the Frostburn, the offer menu just disappears completely. You haven't got the option to go back and get a second ship.
Hey Wayne, your Frostburn offer was about to expire. Is it expired yet? And if it has, did like the other one show up? You're muted.
I'm trying to, I had to unmute. I'm trying to look for it now. I think it's just expired.
Let's see if the other one shows up.
Yeah. I had to refresh the game. So you might want to talk for a minute.
All right.
Well, Darren just confirmed that his actually wasn't 16 quid. It was £8.30. So.
I think he said it was 16 for the both, weren't it?
All right. Well, anyway, so on terms of the new prizes that we've seen come out in the Forsaken mission this week, so we've got the permacrate armor for the do you want to talk through this, Larry? Because I know you were on the Wednesday show and you sort of talked through him. Do you want to give a brief?
Well, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say about it. I mean, it's a lot of armor points.
Before Larry says anything, I want to clear up let's say a misconception that's been pushed around the community recently. The new armor does not work on a gargoyle of any description. So ignore that advice and use common sense and basic math to figure that information out for yourself.
Or just watch the Wednesday show and that It'll be out when Larry gives you all the
And then
combos.
firing it
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
Larry.
On the Wednesday show and on the blog, I put some combos together that worked. I think they work really well. The new Permacrete is going to work really well with the Pyroclast turret and compound panels. I think there's a lot of different
Yeah.
ways you can go with that. I was comparing to my favorite two D4Cs on a level 5 turret with compound on a Pyroclast, and it just looks like you could take that and swap in one Permacrete and I think the higher level compound panels, and it just blows it away a lot
So,
better.
so I mean, yeah. So I was kind of looking, but basically it seems like I mean, I know you said on Wednesday, but it's basically like a Reaver bulkhead for turrets. Obviously, the benefit is you don't get any extra repair time because it's on a turret.
Yep.
Now I know you touched on it, but I was looking at my base, which anyone who's hit me, which no one seems to because no one knows my game name, still. Anyone who hits me obviously walks into my base more often than not.
If anyone wants Tyler's codes, just send me a PM. He's I think you're with me, aren't you?
Yeah,
don't know
I
if you're in
don't
the
think I
same
am right
area.
now. I got stuck in 3-3-1, didn't I, from my 2-week absence of the game. Everyone
Tyler's
left.
in 3-3-1 if anybody wants to know.
My game name's Beza, everyone. Just so. But yeah, you've made me lose my. Oh yeah, I was thinking for like my APOC mortars. I actually picked up that prize. I think that was the raid where Snowman ran for about 8 different elites for me in 15 minutes, amongst other PLS. But yeah, so I've got that, and I think if you've got them, if you can slow them down with the permacrete, it's almost like the old school days where you had sort of VM and Serbs, and the Serbs would make them stop, and then you'd have the famous black rain of victory mortars coming down on you. It's similar to that. You slow them down with the permacrate and pyroclast, and then you've got the APOC mortars coming down and sort of ripping the fleet a new one. So I thought that was a potential good use for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've just seen we've got a question in chat saying full power is a lot of players' problems. What advice they can't type do we have for them? I think personally, what I would say, first of all, you don't need to have it on every single turret. For example, the turrets on your entrance are likely to be outranged before a lot of your island is actually firing, so you wouldn't want to waste too much power right at the front. It's also easier to be prepped. I think I almost like to call it a sneaky turret, so kind of fool them into thinking your turrets have no armor, and then throwing one that's heavily armored 3 or 4 turrets in, so they're kind of at shit street, so they can't stop because you've got morts pounding them. They can't run forward because they don't want to take too much damage. You've got your guard firing, and it just sends them for all kinds of confusion and pretty much fucks them up. But I think another thing I'm going to say is it's been confirmed on the forums that Outpost 7 is coming. We have no idea when. We have no idea what's coming with it, but we can ask, and hopefully we get more power. I would assume we get more power with that. I'm almost certain that Doomrooster actually posted. I think Ewok posted a screenshot on the Alliance Club a couple of weeks back where he said more power for the new turret. So that's another thing to consider. Maybe just wait it out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, in my base, I've tended to have some, really high power turrets, ones that are right up against the power limit, and then some low power turrets. Like I built some flax, just to almost really just to sort of save power. They protect my guard against missiles, but again, I got some high power turrets and some low power turrets. So now in the high power turrets, I can do any of these different combos. And as long as the turret stays under the power limit, my base is going to be under the power limit. Because, if I'm swapping out 2 D4s for a bulkhead, it's about the same power.
I mean, if you're going to do a new layout or whatever, and you're worried about your base power up what's important first. You know what I mean? Like, do the most important things that you have to have, and then see what power you have left, and go by what's a little less important, and you know what I mean? just plan it out right. You know, like I went through and built a base and just did whatever I wanted to do in my new layout, blah blah blah. I never really concerned myself with power when OP6 came out, and it really screwed me up. I had to do a lot of rethinking and stuff in the long run because I didn't pay attention to it in the beginning when it was first released. So yeah, just plan out what's most important to you, you know, and then work your way back.
Yeah, I really like Larry's idea, what he said about the flex. You know, if you've got any turrets that you think are useless, let's just say you've got a couple of harpoons and they're not doing anything, you've got maybe a single javelin left over from your previous refits, or maybe 2 executioners, and if you don't feel like those executioners with the small warheads are doing pretty much anything for you, then maybe it's best that you just take them down and put just a gargoyle with nothing on, or anything that weighs less. It frees up a little bit of power, doesn't it?
I tell you what else might be a good idea. I don't know how much like Serb 4s were. I know Larry said they fitted with a permacrate, so I'm guessing they're not too much. If people don't want to blitz Serbs still, there's like images of where Serbs were the only thing that could stop a blitz fleet, like haunting people's heads. So if someone sees a Serb, they're unlikely to full steam ahead.
I'm gonna disagree with that, Tyler. I don't think Serb 4s really offer that much threat to an average attacker nowadays in the game. A Serb 5, you could probably argue, has more benefit. Obviously, it's got more damage, and I think it has an extra salvo. But it weighs less than the gargoyle. You can fit more with regards to weight and base power. But I don't know. I would definitely say gargoyles and pyroclasters. I wouldn't recommend Serbs.
I was thinking as like throwaway turrets. If you're basically saving on base power, there's one that might slow the attacker down a bit.
I don't know. I'd like to stick with what Larry said. I mean, I don't want to seem like I'm just going against you here, but
yeah, no, that's fine. Do you know what, mate? Do you know what, mate?
Honestly, I don't think a Serb 4 is going to really do anything to make most fleets now. And I think a flak weighs less, and it has bonuses for the preps, and it can shoot down rockets as well, so it could be useful.
All right. I think a Serb 4 will be less power than a flak. My flak turrets are 1327 power. It's a flak gun that, well, I guess the flak itself is 279. Yeah, it's less than a Serb. And then the barrage rack is 38%, and I left a DU1 on it. So that's a lot of power. It's 680. So
a Serb 4 on its own is 684 in power. Serb 5 will be 1018. So Serb 5 is a kind of good mid-level if you want to, like, your idea is pretty good, Tyler. You want to have something to try and make them force a stop. I just don't think a Serb 4 would do it. I think for the sake of trying to make them stop but lowering your power, maybe a Serb 5 is a good middle ground then.
Yeah, I guess it depends what you're hitting with. I mean, for instance, someone with probably jugs or any other newer tanky ship probably isn't gonna be done by a Serb. Someone with maybe SCX or ships like that might do some damage. It depends how much armor you literally in the game now. I've got ships that have 12k armor and ships that have got 35k armor. So I guess it depends what you're running against. What's like the Serb dish out like 3,200?
Which one, the 4 or the 5?
4.
4. I think you're right. 3,200.
I mean, to be fair, Gargoyle's what, 8,000? So it's like a third, but it's still noticeable if you're going to run straight through it and you're not potentially going to kill it off straight away. But like I say, it depends what you're hitting with.
Serb 5, you get 5,400. So that's an extra 2,200 above the Serb 4. A considerable difference for only 400 power there, give or take. So.
To be honest with you, I'm the one suggesting Serb 4, but if I had the choice to go with mine or Rob's advice, I'd probably take Rob's advice on base defense too.
I'll tell you what, man. The Pyroclast is a lot of fun. Somebody ran into mine, and it was with a Crusader fleet, and it must have been a lightly armored Crusader fleet, because he just took a barrage from my Pyroclast, and he lost about half his health.
Are the Pyroclast the one that we've seen in the raid that the Reavers have got? In like the 5th Siege campaign, There's like the shorter range turrets. Is that?
No, that's a
No.
revert. That's a revert howitzer cannon.
Yeah.
I
Them
think that's
things are
what
pretty
it's
nasty.
defined as in the kind of data stuff which is being released on
Yeah.
that unofficial blog, but it's not the same as what we've got. I mean, ours is pretty good. It's got just under 9,000 damage of radiation type, and that's it's not peanuts, that is it?
No, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
I
And
might
mean,
have
it's
to
a
get a few of
thrower.
them in. Yeah.
Yeah.
You right there, Chris?
Yeah, I just needed a smoke, so I headed outside, carrying the laptop around.
No worries.
This Hangout in the Crib goes on tour, starting with Chris.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like he's going caravanning or something.
Actually, check her out. Got the motorhome in the background.
So what's next on my list then?
Tyler, it's your list.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there. Oh, thoughts on the new relocation feature?
Bring it on.
Oh, the base relocation.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them credit. I know it's been touched on previous shows that I've not been on, but I'm glad that they've. I'm also thankful that they've put it by because they weren't confident that it was ready for us. So they said we're going to hold that off a little bit. Or was that the tournament? Or was it both?
Tournament.
I can't remember.
The tournament I know they put off, but I haven't even heard about this. I haven't even heard about the base relocation because I'm such a good crib admin and all.
You're slacking, mate. I'm not even
Well,
playing the game that much recently, and I know about it.
I play the game. I don't hunt on the forums and crap all day. You know what I mean? I play the game. That's what I do.
You do 2 shows a week. You should know this stuff.
I should. I really
Well,
should.
For the benefit
Why
of
don't
you
you
and
inform me, Payne? Tell me what's
Yeah.
up.
What you should do, Chris, is you should watch our Wednesday show. And, when we talk about the work in progress, we brought it up.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Just
for his benefit now and for anyone who doesn't know what's happening. Basically, you know what base relocation is, don't you, Chris? I'm sure.
I've heard of it once or twice. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can now, well, you can't now, but as of the 23rd of June, which is just 3 days away, which is the next update day, you can relocate to a bookmark on the world map. Or
Okay,
to
yeah, I did hear
alliance
about that.
members. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll be helpful.
I mean, the bookmark thing is, I've said it before. We need more bookmarks available to, there's that many sectors and places people might want to visit. I think, was it 40 bookmarks? I'm not sure it's enough, but I think
Yeah,
jump
I
into
gotta
an
clean
alliance
mine every
members-
time I jump.
I know when it comes to our alliance for Jump Day, it's always the case of okay, who's on my friends list, who's in the sector we're going to, because there might be 5 people there, but they don't appear on the jump list. So having the ability to jump to an alliance member is really useful.
Just while we're on the subject of Wednesday's show and on the Friday show before, just like to say, well done, Scotty, you're an absolute noob. For 20 minutes of the Wednesday show, once you're done with the slides, we had Larry to look at, which, to be honest, I preferred to you. And on the Friday show before, I think we had 10 minutes of Willard. So well done, Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty needs some training.
Well, on the show, on what I was seeing, it looked like he was doing a screen. It looked like he was sharing his screen, showing my screen. It was something really weird. So it like threw me off at the beginning because I thought he was showing the wrong thing.
I think he was just showing the world his passion for you and how he was just admiring you for the whole show.
I found it really weird. I was like, is he doing this show on his own? Because there was no pictures at the bottom. Like, normally you've got pictures at the bottom. No one was there. I was like, I opened it up and I was like, he must be doing this show on his own. Like, what's going on? But then Larry jumped in with some slides.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
See, some talk about where is Jeremy Clarkson at? I don't know. There's one final episode of Top Gear which is being shown. Was it on the 28th?
Is it like a lost episode or something?
Well, his last 3 episodes were cut, so because of the whole palaver that went down. So his last 3 episodes are being merged into 1 hour on the 28th. This is in UK. On the 28th, it's going to be on BBC Two. So, yeah, that's that question answered. Someone wants to know about the tournament. So, getting back to the game, they want to know about, talking about the.
That is next on my list. That is next on my list. Look. So yeah, the next Forsaken Arena tournament. Now, I'll be honest, I only know from what I heard on the Wednesday show on this. So what's the deal, basically? What's going on?
I know they put it off. It's like a week later now, right? The second?
They're delaying it.
Good. I ran a poll that asked, I talked about this on Wednesday. I said, how would you feel if Kickside delayed an event for quality reasons? And, it was about 10 to 1. So people were, yeah, I'd be okay with it. So, they actually went and did it. So I don't know if that was due to my data gathering that let them know it was okay, but whatever it was, good for Kickside.
Yeah, it has caused problems, though. I know a lot of people in Americaville celebrate Independence Day, so they're a bit miffed that they have to choose between grinding in the arena or having a barbecue.
To be fair, I think my parents are quite miffed that we have to do a 12 o'clock show for Americans. So
your parents go for You're a grown boy now. You're over the age of 16. You can stay up past 12. I mean, the toy box. Let's talk about the toy box. Are you looking forward to the toy box? What do you think? What do you think it's going to be like? It's something completely new.
I was anticipating the start of it because I wanted to see it start because, according to Doom Rooster, they were trying to have a good, even playing field and a good fight. The only problem I have it, and I'm not trying to criticize anybody or anything, but if they even fight, that I was hoping they would disable rockets.
I'm almost certain that they won't disable rockets. I can't imagine why they would disable rockets.
Well, to quote Scotty from the Wednesday show, I'm going to fucking coin a rocket every single fight, and then I'll always win.
And
if that happens, I won't be playing it. If that happens, I won't be playing it because I'm not going to coin rockets.
You don't have to coin rockets. You don't have to.
Scotty's a bit of an outlier.
Putting it mildly.
Yeah, I mean, he's spending 4 figures on this game, and good for him. But I don't think you're gonna see everybody playing like Scotty.
No, the average Joe won't be spending. I think with regards to rockets, the best thing I would say, not just to you, Aim, but to anyone who's not willing to coin them, make sure you build a small pinch because there might come a situation where you can, you're almost about to die, and that small pinch could make a difference. It takes, I think it's 40 minutes to build a pinch, so you don't need to coin it. They come in regular, so if you're sat down for a few hours, you're going to get it coming, a few times, and it's just there as a backup. As for coining them, if you've got the coins and you feel you need to do that, great, go and do it. Personally, I do pretty well in the arena, and I never use the rockets, so I don't think it's needed.
Yep, but I'm talking about like if they do the toolbox, and I mean, in the normal arena, I had like I think the record was 5 battles in a row, and all 5 of my opponents used rockets on me, and one of them was the same person 2 times. But what I'm getting at is if the toolbox is supposed to make a good fight, the person who's willing to sit down and coin the rockets is going to win more than the person who's not willing to coin the rockets.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there, actually.
I tell you one thing I've got, right, because it's probably not an issue for any of you guys because I suspect you're all in the top brackets. Now, as someone who, when the sort of the Forsaken Arena came out, I was a bit like, my best fleet is D92U SCX. I can't really, not sure I'm really feeling this. So my ranking, I'm like ranked in the 2nd tier. When you're all like playing for Aegis's, I'm like playing for like 5k uranium and siege drone module 3 or some shit. Fucking crap. All my prizes are crap stuff. Or when you played for the Monarch, I got the Hurricane. Do you know what I mean? Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So my question is, if they bring out the toolbox, are they also going to then demolish all the brackets? So instead, or maybe have optional brackets, so you can like pick which one you want to go into. because I'm not being funny, but when I'm running around with Frosties and Mastodons, I'm not going to build a Hurricane, especially when I got the Hurricane when it first came out. So I think if they do run the optional toolbox, in a sense, then they should just scrap the brackets altogether, because at the end of the day, it's a game of skill then, isn't it? If it's a truly level playing field, then it's a game of skill. So why would you need it?
Yeah, we were speculating, one thing is somehow there's going to be the opportunity to coin, right? There's got to be somehow. Kickstarter's not going to run a big free tournament.
Wayne's picked up on the Rockets already. That's going to be something that makes a deciding difference for some people.
Yeah. So maybe that's going to be it, or maybe it'll be like coin repairs versus uranium repairs,
I think that's going to be there. I mean, I don't know what you lot think, and I don't think there's been any official things on this. I haven't seen anything. Correct me if I'm wrong, but has anyone said what's in the in this kind of box thing, this toy box thing, or so we don't know that everything's going to be available to everyone. It might be level specific. Maybe certain levels get certain brackets of toys. Maybe like Tyler was saying, how it's all skill based because everyone's on their level playing field, but we might not be on a level playing field. They might have those same brackets which we're used to, and people in corresponding brackets get different corresponding toy boxes relevant to their bracket.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe you're gonna have to buy into a bracket. Spend uranium to get into a higher bracket with better prizes.
Yeah, in a sense, though, I think that's reasonable. If you have to pay 10k uranium to get put in the top bracket and play for the top prizes, but that's it, that seems fair to me, because then you're playing for a different sort of level of prize, aren't you? So that makes sense. The reward is steeper. What doesn't make sense to me is if they're even in the playing field and there is the opportunity to coin while you're doing it, then to me that's just. My hope is, I'm praising Kixeye quite a lot here, like in this general, hangout. So my hope is that Kixeye are going to repay me by making it so I don't have to coin or spend uranium to do it is, as Larry called it, a big free tournament.
I think Tyler's still young and naive.
Yep. Good luck hoping for that big free tournament.
Yeah, while you're at it, just drop me a Hellstar blueprint, and we're all good. I mean, I do want to talk about the prizes. There's no talk about what the actual prize is yet, is there? But I want to go back and look through kind of historics. So I can't remember the order in which ones came out, but we've had the Monarch, which arguably is a really useful ship, but it's not often used, and it's not really a game changer. And then you've got the Warbird, a really nice ship. A slight improvement on the Hollock in some ways, but kind of already outdated before it was released, I'd argue. The UAV attacker is kind of dead at the moment. In some bases it works, but in some bases it doesn't. I think that's kind of touch and go. It can be really
Warbirds
useful.
are fantastical. I run them in bases all the time. Yeah, they beat bases that Harlocks would not even get close to touching.
I think
so it's a major upgrade over that, but yeah.
Definitely, yeah, but it's not really. I wouldn't class it as a game-changing haul.
Oh no.
And then I don't think any of them really were. And then you look at the last haul, this what I call the retarded-looking battlecruiser, the Aegis or Aegis, however you pronounce that foreign thing. It's actually one of the most game-changing hulls that we've seen, I would argue. And what really gets to me is when I first played the arena, it was more for fun, to be honest. I enjoyed it. For the kind of game-changing things and to keep on top of the things, I play my raids every month. I did the arena as a side thing for a little bit of fun. If I won a couple of ships, then great. If I got some uranium, even better. But now we look at this last prize, and I think it's kind of worrying because it makes me think, what's coming next month in the arena? What's coming next week? What's the next game-changing hull? Because it's coming to the point where if they keep this up, there's going to be 2 every month. You've got the one from the raid and then the one from the arena. This is just speculation. I think there's going to be. We've already seen pre-leaked stuff of the limited Gorsabur, whatever it was. I've got a funny suspicion that this is going to be in the arena. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it won't be. It's just complete speculation. I
I
would
think-
I would
No.
place a bet on it if I was betting money
I
on it.
mean, to be honest with you, I think the arena prize will be what we saw that Larry had up on his side, potentially. You know, the last
Oh,
one.
that other carrier looking thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be that. And
Could be.
I know you said at the time, Crusader like Lightning Carrier mix. Personally, I thought it looked a bit like a strike cruiser.
Maybe.
So
I think it looks kind of phallic, personally.
What does
I
that make
wonder
you?
if it would be that.
So I was looking back through tournament prizes, and like you said, Rob, they had the Monarch and then the Warbird, and then the Aegis. But you remember between the Monarch and the Aegis, they had a tournament where the top prize was more prints for the Grimshine Wrath. So
Yes.
they could go that way and bring back some limited hulls and just give us
Yeah,
more.
it's possible. Someone's just reminded me. I couldn't remember what the first arena prizes were. They're
Cryo,
actually weapons.
depth
I was
charge.
thinking what ships. Yeah, the
Yeah,
buzzard
cryo,
missiles
depth
were the
charge, and
first.
buzzer
And then,
missile.
Yep.
yeah, I mean they're really good weapons. I'd like to see the buzzards return. To be honest, I'm glad that the crows came back in that sector store. Maybe buzzards could be in the next raid or something.
Maybe.
But yeah, I think what I was trying to get at, overall, without being to the bush, kind of getting to the point. I don't like the way that we're forced to pay twice a month now to keep up, whereas it was just paying for the raid and the arena. A lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people could do almost free. I know I didn't spend any gold on 2 arenas because I had uranium, which for me is easy to get. So I think it's kind of frustrating me now that I feel like there's 2 raids every month, and I'm not willing to play 2
what I
raids.
would point out though is that the Aegis, you'd only really have. Am I right? You're not going to build a fleet of Aegises, i.e., you build one to run
Why?
in your fleet.
Well, it's not a flagship, is it? Remember
No,
that.
so you build you build it for the benefits you get from it though. So from what I've seen of it, I've never seen someone run like 3 Aegises.
No, but I suppose you could. It's possible. You could make a fleet of them.
Well, yeah, but see, if you did, it wouldn't outclass any other fleet.
I'm not saying it would, but I mean the
No,
potential's there.
But you're talking about it being a game changer. The only way it's a game changer is like in the way that Scotty's used it, where he's not needing to use a Frostburn because he's got the Aegis, and then he's using, say, Grimshine.
People are using it with the Frostburn. I've seen fleets. I was talking to Rainer earlier about this, and we were talking about how much it's changed in the game. And a lot of people now are using a Frostburn, 2 Crusaders, and an Aegis, and it's so much more powerful than a regular Frosted Crusader fleet.
What is the extra benefit you get from the Aegis then? Because when I first looked at it, obviously I knew I wasn't going to get it anyway because I don't play the arena. But isn't it just like you get the anti-fire ring?
No, it's the ring works like a frosty ring where it puts out fire fields and stuff like that. It's also got 100 thermal, which is the highest release so far. And also, if when your ships are in that little tactical ring, they get a 40% damage buff to all damage types.
Right. So it's buffing the other ships, which the Frostburn doesn't do.
But it doesn't stack, so having multiple Aegis in a fleet is pointless. You can only get it the once.
My point anyway, that was really, you talk about it being a game-changing hull, but in essence, if you do get it, I was looking more in terms of build times. Like you've not got to spend 70-day building that fleet. You've only got to build one for say 15 days.
I know people were just saying it doesn't stack. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I don't know an awful lot about the ship because I haven't been playing recently when this was out, so I'd missed the arena. 2 people have said. One said the Aegis stacks. Stu said the buffs stack with diminishing returns.
Oh, maybe it stacks like the ballistic bonus.
So the initial word from Kixeye was that it did stack, but I think that was shown to be incorrect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right, Larry. Because at first everybody was freaking out talking about building full ships of Aegis, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, now we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose things are always willing to change in 6 months. This is Kixeye after all. Let's not go into Reapers.
Oh no. I'm getting under the table.
Earth will jump up from his surgery and just appear. You know, stabbed and shot up and drugged up on morphine, but yeah, he'll still come on and talk about his reapers.
God damn, Reapers out, rip.
He'll put him straight back in the hospital.
Oh.
Papa Stitch.
So, yeah, okay. Is there anything else that we've missed?
I don't know, Tyler, what about your pen and paper list? Have you got anything else that you've written in your...
I'm now having a look.
I do want to say though, talking about the toy box, that I'm gonna be pretty pissed off if it is an even playing field, and I spent all this time and money getting these great fleets together, and I gotta fight some kind of a noob who's never spent a coin in his life with the same, yeah, like Tyler. But if I gotta fight some dude who's using hulls that he hasn't won or has never driven before, how is that an even playing field? You know what I mean? If I gotta fight people for, like, especially with what Payne said, if it's another game-changing hull and I gotta fight twice as hard because I'm fighting with the same ships as everybody when normally my stuff's better than everybody, that's not fair. You know what I mean? You want to get on this level, bitch, put in the time and the money and get to this level. You know what I mean? There ain't no freebies in life, and there are damn sure ain't no freebies in Battle Pirates.
I kind of agree. Looking at the raid, so, if you want to do well in a raid and you want to specialize in building a raid fleet, then you're going to do better than someone who doesn't really care and just builds loads of bases, in most situations, right? So, people who prepare and build and put the time, effort, coins into building these fleets, they now get that bonus in the raids. That's how it works, right? In the arena, they don't get that. So I agree with Chris on that.
I have a outside the box line of thinking here. I totally agree with you guys. First of all, I was thinking, because there was no comment saying that the toolbox was actually going to be a permanent thing and going to be every single month. It could be toolbox, normal arena, toolbox, normal arena. I was thinking maybe the toolbox is their way of trying to get the people to convince to try a new fleet and go, oh, I like that fleet, I'm going to build that fleet in my normal game and coin it or something.
Maybe.
Do you know what? I kind of have a view where I'm going to disagree with Chris a little bit here, because I mean, Payne, you've already said that Arena when it came out was a bit of fun. At the end of the day, if Chris is scared that I might outdrive him,
that challenge. There is also
accept at any time.
If Chris wants to throw it down with me, Marauders on Marauders, we'll see what happens, won't we?
Well, there is.
We're going gunboats, bitch. We're going gunboats, bitch.
Let's say, Chris, that you've got this fleet, this arena fleet that you've perfected over the last 2 arenas, and you've driven it, you know how to drive it, and then Tyler comes up builds the exact same fleet. Surely you get the advantage because it's your fleet. You've been using it for 2 months, man. You should know how to drive it. You should outdrive him and outskill him. So.
Yeah, but see, knowing my luck, Tyler's going to be the pussy who corns the radar runners in a pinch every friggin' time, and I just refuse to do that crap because I think it's just pussy playing.
You lost me at coin.
I just thrown on the chat if anyone's got any questions. Anything they want us to cover. Someone just shouted out Banhammer. That's all they said. Yes, Banhammer is good, if that's what you're wondering. Banhammer it's been swinging hard recently. I've seen a couple of full alliances pretty much have just been, eliminated from the game. It's pretty cool. Snowman asks, what the fuck is wrong with Tyler's nose?
What do you mean?
Yeah, Tyler, are you a fucking cokehead?
What's going on?
Touching your damn nose.
Yeah, at least share. Come on now.
I was going to say something bad or something.
Oh, you've made me feel all stuff. Look, I brushed my hair and everything's come on here. Larry saw me about 20 minutes ago. Or an hour and 20 minutes ago. I was in my dressing gown.
I don't know if I'm going to recover from that.
You did not brush that hair.
Not very well. I thought.
What did you brush it with? Did you brush it with a Brillo powder?
I brought it down with me to finish the job, didn't I? But
you pretty much did it. It looks like made out of spikes and metal or something.
I was distracted on Skype when I painted. Right.
Okay, so away from Tyler's nose here. Lips of an Angel is saying, where's the message on the chat now? that she read that there is something where you can coin out of the toy box to gain extra advantages. So did anybody else catch when they said you will be able to coin items in the toy box to have an advantage? Is this true?
No, I didn't. I mean, I'd like her to post a link, send a message, post it up on the crib or something, so we can have a quick look if you've got it to hand, so we can quickly have a look. I can't imagine Kickstarter saying you'll be able to coin to get an advantage. I can't imagine them saying that, not in explicit terms, anyway.
Yeah.
I need to say something because Snooki's biting my head off on chat. She's gone trailer trash on me. She said, "How about Digger or Tanks?" I'm gonna say the shit. This is Digger is some shit version of Minecraft that we used to play. There you go, Snooky, you've had that. And she also said, "How about Scotty looking swag at the Royal Ascot?" Anyone got a picture of him? I'll try and get it up.
Oh,
This is worth waiting for.
that's what she said?
I do have it. Let me screen share just to please the audience. You see that, Tyler?
Oh,
Yeah.
This is him going horse shagging, which is known as the Royal Ascot in Britain. I
like
want
that
to just
shape
pick up
of
on the
Tash.
fact. Yeah, he's had a little trim, but I don't like the way that he's this whole area at the top of his tie. I think he's a bit messy. He's at the Royal Ascot. He's not gone to the bookies, has he? He needs to tighten up a little bit. But yeah, he
Tuck
made
in
a
his
good
shirt.
effort. I think his shirt's tucked in.
Well, it's coming out a bit.
Yeah, it's that top bit. He needs to pull his tie up and do his top button up.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah.
Queen herself goes to Royal Ascot. This is embarrassment for England, Scotty. You lose a point. You lose a point there.
Right. Well, I think
Hey,
we need to call this off now because my mum's going skits at me.
just give me a second. Choo Choo says he wasn't wearing a hat. For anyone who watches any of the Royal Ascot stuff, all the ladies wear really flamboyant hats and stuff. So, yeah, he wasn't wearing his big pink frilly hat.
Final thank you to Scotty's main sponsors who he can't support because he's not here. I should have done his headphones as well. Right.
So we've got to go because Tyler's going to get grounded if we don't.
I'm gonna be.
Tyler's mommy's yelling.
Look, guys, this is why I can't come on the show like once a month. Look,
He's all whispering. It's going really quiet. But yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday. I won't be back, but I'm sure Scotty will probably be hosting. I'm not sure if Earth's going to be up to it at the moment. Larry, you'll be joining us, I'm sure, and Chris.
I'll be here.
And Tyler, if he's depends how long he's grounded for. I suppose he might get a couple of weeks. So we'll see Tyler. We'll see Tyler in time for the raid. So yeah, thanks for coming out, guys.
All right,
Tyler.
quick shout out to Lady Sharada, DSCS. First one to crack my base in almost 2 months. Very good job.
I'll be the next.
Bring it
Let's
on,
end
Rob.
I'll record it when I kick Chris's arse in the arena because he can't drive. He's just all corner skill.
Yeah,
Right,
bring it. Bring